So welcome everybody to Auditorio Centenario in Gomez Palacio in Durango, Mexico. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan with Benny Ricardo, and we're proud to be bringing you this fight here as part of our presentation of DeBella Entertainment, KO Entertainment, and Integrated Sports have all joined forces for Nacho de Campeones, Night of Champions. Is it Nacho? It's
Noche. Nacho is the manager.
Right, that's right. Nacho's the promoter. All right, here we go. Making his way from Venezuela, Munoz. Noche de Campeones, the Night of Champions. Nacho Huiza, the promoter.
And again, for Munoz, not a problem. Coming into the other fighter's hometown, he's already done it. Gone to Japan to go ahead and get this title back. So he's used to it.
Yeah, Munoz is something else. He's just a tremendous fighter. Venezuelan native, 32-2 with 27 KOs. He's a two-time WBA Super Flyweight champion, first winning the belt in 2002 with an 8-round stoppage of Celes Kobayashi. Munoz made 3 winning title defenses against Ige Komaji twice, second-round knockout and a 10th-round knockout, sandwiched around a 12-round decision versus Hinobu Honda, who was 26-2.
And he's had great success against southpaws, of which, Cristian Mijares is a southpaw. And Munoz has destroyed southpaw. He ended up beating LG Kojima, Celes Kodagazi, and then Hidonoko Honda, as well as Sornichi Kai, Krati Danjim. All southpaws that he destroyed.
And he lost his title to Castillo. As we take a look at this guy.
Cristian Mijares, his uncle. Uncles took him to a new gym located 40 meters away from his house.
He's been boxing professionally since 1997. He captured the WBC interim title in 2006 with a split decision against Kitsuji Kashiyama. In Japan, Kawashima at the time was 30-4. He defended his WBC interim belt in the following November, winning a 12-round decision over Ronaldo Lopez. Then he won his rematch for the WBC outright championship in January of 07, stopping Kawashima in the 10th round.
And what a beating he put on. That was the fight right there against Kawashima in Japan, going there twice to get the title from him. And then his phenomenal performance against Arce, a totally convincing performance in there. And then finally the way he stopped the Frenchman Frank Gorgeau.
Great career so far for this tremendous fighter, Cristian Mijares.
His father, Rogelio Lucio, his mother, Lupita Mijares, knew they had a champion on their hands, and it was going to be up to their 2 uncles. That was Ricardo and Vicente to go ahead and train this man. And oh, how the people here in Gomez Palacio love their Cristian Mijares.
There he is, Cristian Mijares.
He just has a way about him that just absolutely wins you over. His character, the way he sees people in the crowd, the way he extends himself to those people.
He's on a 24-fight unbeaten
There's his mother.
string.
There's his mother.
Yeah. 23 wins and a draw. Very well conditioned, prepared for this fight. Been a professional since '97 when he had a 4th-round decision over Pedro Hernandez to get things going. 07 won his world title, WBC Super Flyweight Championships. As we mentioned, over Katsuji Kawashima in Japan. Defended the 115-pound title 3 times, including that impressive unanimous decision over Jorge Arce, which really put him on the world scene.
And the amazing thing about his losses come to guys that have a combined record of 3-7.
Yeah, that is strange, isn't it?
But as he goes up in level, he's just gotten better and better. And of course, there are some great fights for him in this super flyweight division.
Don't forget, in his last fight out, he really had a tough time with Jose Navarro when he finally won a split decision in 12 rounds in Las Vegas. We saw that fight, Benny. That was some war.
Well, his face took a beating. And I mean, I was very surprised. I didn't think Navarro was going to be able to get to him, but Navarro really prepared himself. And Navarro knew that, you know what, this is now my third time trying to win a world title. He lost to Dmitry Kirilov. I did that fight in Russia, and now he really prepared himself to fight Cristian Mijares and gave it everything he had, and it wasn't enough at the end. Mijares finding a way to go ahead and win it.
All right, here is the announcement for the national anthem, and we will have this underway. It's Jenny.
Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Ciño patria tus sienes de oliva, de la base el arcángel divino, que en el cielo tu eterno destino por el dedo de Dios se escribió. Mas si osare un extraño enemigo profanar con su planta tu suelo, pienso patria querida que el cielo un soldado en cada hijo te dio. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero a prestar y el bridón, y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón.
Tremendous atmosphere inside of the Auditorio Centenario.
Jarelli right there singing the national anthem, Mexican national anthem.
Cadenas, abajo cadenas, gritaba el Señor, el pobre en su choza, libertad pidió, a este santo nombre tembló de pavor, el vil egoísmo que otra vez triunfó, a este santo nombre, tembló de pavor, el vil egoísmo que otra vez triunfó, el vil egoísmo que otra vez triunfó. Gloria al bravo pueblo que el yugo lanzó, la ley respetando la virtud y honor. Gloria al bravo pueblo que el yugo lanzó, la ley respetando la virtud y honor. ¡Venezuela!
The singing of the Venezuelan national anthem, and there's a few people up here from Venezuela.
Del Auditorio Centenario de Durango, México. Damas y caballeros, este es el momento que todos estábamos esperando. En vivo, en Integrated Sports Pay-Per-View de los Estados Unidos, KO Entertainment, Tabella Entertainment y Rochma presentan la pelea estelar de la noche, la unificación de los títulos Super Mosca CMB y AMB. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, the main event of the evening. Presented live in the United States of America on Integrated Sports Pay-Per-View. Now from the Gomez Palacio Auditorio Centenario in Durango, Mexico, KO Entertainment, in association with DeBella Entertainment, Rochmar Box, present to you the main event of the evening. 12 rounds scheduled for the unification of the WBC and WBA Super Flyweight Championship of the World. Esta pelea será sancionada por la Comisión de Box de Durango, México, sanctioned by the Boxing Commission here in Durango, Mexico. Presidente del President Ignacio Guzmán. Supervisores, the supervisors from the WBC del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo. Joining us from McAllen, Texas, United States of America, Luis Escalona. From the WBA de la Asociación Mundial de Boxeo, from Toronto, Canada, Jose Martinez. The three judges scoring this bout at ringside, los tres jueces de los Estados Unidos. From the USA, Marty Salmon. From the United States of America, de los Estados Unidos, Bert Clemens. And from Panama, Gustavo Padilla. When the bell rings, the man in the middle in charge of the action, the referee, Mr. John Shorley of the United States of America. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, los jueces están listos. Los peleadores están listos. Gómez Palacio Durango. Dile al mundo. ¡Está listo! Presentando primero en la esquina roja con los calzoncillos rojo con blanco. Su peso, 52 kilos, 156 gramos. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, trimmed in white, and weighing in officially 115 pounds. Su récord profesional, 32 victorias con 27 por nocaut y solamente 2 derrotas. His professional record outstanding with 32 victories, including 27 big wins by way of knockout and just 2 defeats as a professional. De Miranda, Venezuela, el campeón Super Mosca AMB. He is the WBA Super Flyweight Champion of the World, Alexander El Explosivo Munoz. Next, his opponent across the ring, su oponente en la esquina azul, con los calzoncillos blanco con dorado y un peso de 52 kilos, 153 gramos. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wears white trimmed in gold and weighed in officially 115 pounds. Su récord, 34 victorias con 14 ganadas por nocaut, 3 derrotas y 2 empates. His professional record, 34 victories, including 14 big wins by way of knockout, just 3 defeats, and 2 bouts even. Presentando el campeón Super Mosca CMB. He is the WBC Super Flyweight Champion of the World, el hijo de Gómez Palacio Durango, Cristian el Diamante. Referee with the final instructions, John Shorley.
Well, as you take a look at the tail of the tape, Mijares, half-inch taller, weight's the same. He's 3 years younger. The reach is the same. They're both coming off wins as John Shorley from California in the United States gives them their final instructions. It's the unified rules of boxing, 10-point must-scoring system, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. The fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee can stop the fight. In case of an accidental foul, we'll go to the scorecards after the 4th round. All right, this place is electrifying right now, Benny.
Absolutely, and of course the last time Cristian Mijares lost a fight, gas, was under $2 a gallon.
All right, how about that? That's a long time ago. 23 wins and a draw ago. But Munoz, decked out in the red and white trunks, can really bang. This guy had 163 amateur wins, two-time 115-pound champion, rated number 3 by Ring, and Cristian Mijares is rated number 2.
Well, Munoz is fine. He can fight anybody unless his name is Martin Castillo. His 2 losses have been against Martin Castillo. Otherwise, he'd be perfect.
That's it. He's a southpaw, as you can see. Mijares in the white and gold.
Now, I really thought Munoz was going to come out even faster. Really get on top of Mijares, right on top of him, smother him, trying to land that straight right.
Well, that's eventually what he wants to do. A little bit of caution here in the early going. And Munoz grabs Mijares by the head, and of course, you can expect the reaction that you're hearing, because this crowd is definitely only interested in Mijares winning this fight.
But he's fighting a southpaw, and again, we talked about the great success that Munoz has had, El Explosivo has had against southpaws. But again, a guy with this kind of skill as a boxer, that's one thing. Mijares is as good a boxer as you're going to see in this division.
Both of these fighters, the last time out, as we mentioned, were in wars. That right hand landed off the nose of Mijares. And that's what he wants to do. That time he comes with it as kind of an uppercut, but blocked by the bottom of the gloves of Cristian Mijares. Mijares back with the right hand of his own.
And look at the calmness. Look at the calmness in Esparta's
Totally
Mijares.
calm, Benny. Totally calm. I mean, in this, most fans watching in the United States, in Europe, you know, it's the heavier guys that captivate your interest in those parts of the world. But down here and across the way in Japan and Thailand, the Philippines, 115 pounds are like the heavyweights every place else. And these guys are the world's best, both of them.
Guys that do the little things that folks, you're not even going to notice how skilled these guys are. But it's a chess game, and it's a very fast chess game that they're playing. And the problem is when they jump you with a glove, and it lands on your face.
The other problem for Mijares is that Munoz clearly has more power with his 27 knockouts and 32 victories. So Mijares can't allow himself to get caught in the inside and eat that right hand right down the middle. There's the right hand that caught him behind the ear, as I say that, and back with 2 more powerful right hands again. One bouncing off the forehead, another one to the body. So Munoz is having a pretty good first round here to this point with 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, very important for Cristian to get in that dance. Get in that dance and box to a rhythm.
And so far, Munoz has taken the rhythm away from him. I think Munoz won the first round.
Absolutely.
Now remember, the judges down here are not Mexicans. Monty Salmons from the United States, as is Bert Clements, and Gustavo Padilla is from Panama.
So here we get some of that action right there. With the exception of one good right hand of Mijares, that was probably the best punch of the whole fight for him, whereas Munoz has been able to go ahead and get inside. And again, the thing that Munoz does really, really good is that squattiness. He gets down, and he has excellent base of power, and that's what he's doing right now. He's mixing up Mijares, not letting him plant and not letting him dance to that boxing. Throw combinations. What's wrong with you? You need to counter with double shots. Concentrate.
I wonder why Benny Way asked him what's wrong with him.
Because he wasn't really responding to anything he was saying.
You think he's overwhelmed in any way? No, it can't be. Not at this stage of his career.
No.
I mean, he's had to go overseas to fight before. You don't win too many titles fighting if you stay in Venezuela. All right, this is round number 2, scheduled for 12. Colonel Bob Sheridan here, proud to be your host along with Benny Ricardo. Our principals, Cristian Mijares, the reigning WBC Super Flyweight Champion of the world, in his 4th title defense against the WBC champ Alexander Munoz of Venezuela. Munoz in the red. Benny and I both agreed that we thought he won the first round.
But you know, when you get a guy with a nickname El Explosivo, explosive, so aptly named, because you can just sense the fireworks is just around the corner with this guy. So explosive in his nature.
Benny, you used a term in the last round that I like, and that's rhythm of Mijares. You hear see the referee, John Shirley, say, watch your heads, guys. And these heads will come together because they both lean in, and Munoz sometimes will use that head as a battering ram. He'll use the top of the head. He doesn't want to use his forehead, and he doesn't take a chance of getting cut.
And you watch the feet, folks. Watch the feet. This is the thing. The left foot has to be outside, and that's the left foot of Munoz has to be outside the right foot of Mijares. And that's where he can land that straight right.
Wants to just sneak off that shoulder, but instead it's Mijares who comes back with a pretty good shot. And now he walks him back into the ropes. And anytime Mijares does anything at all, the crowd reacts favorably. But look at this, Munoz battling right back.
And none of those landed, though. It's just superb ability on the part of Mijares right there to elude every one of those shots.
And look at that. He had his arm almost fully extended, and then he let it go just about 3 more inches and caught Munoz coming in. But, of course, there's no power there, but he's trying to get his timing off right now because Mijares has been lacking in timing, I think, Benny, since the start of the fight. He seems to be getting more into that rhythm now.
Absolutely. That's what I was talking about, the dance. That's what they're about, the dance. That's what he has to get himself into. Get himself in that pop, 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 pop. You know, get himself in a good rhythm. And then he can start throwing his punches from different angles, because that's one thing what Mijares does. His punches come from a multitude of angles, and they're going to come in rapid succession.
Munoz with his back to you now, loads up the right hand, catches part of the left ear of Mijares. Mijares standing kind of flat-footedly, backs off now, and Munoz takes advantage. Load up the right hand, it whistles just over the head. Wow, with the left hand again is Munoz.
And look at the calmness by Mijares, so calm. I mean, he just saw Katrina blow right by him, and it's like it not even bothering him at all.
He is one cool customer, and he knows how to tie this guy up and backs him around, spins him to the ropes. Munoz unaffected by it, too, as he just keeps throwing punches. Munoz is the busier fighter, though, Benny. As we say that, Mijares starts trying to land some shots. He goes to the body, back upstairs, and the bell sounds and they attack each other. And Mijares is just the excitement of the moment. He didn't mean to do anything after the bell as he rubbed the head.
Very classy guy, very classy guy. Look at some of the action right here. This is the head that you were talking about. Shoulders, heads.
Shoulder, he uses it all. Who are you giving that round to?
I'm going to give it to Mijares.
And I'm going with Munoz. So I got Munoz winning the first 2, and you got 1-1.
Yes, I do. I just thought that those are a lot of misses. I mean, yes, Munoz was trying to go ahead and throw those shots, but they weren't landed. And I thought he just did a great job in as part of Mijares in as far as his ability to elude those shots.
But usually, Benny, when you and I are split on a round, well, I find that the judges are too. So we keep that round number 2 in mind in case this is very close, because not a lot separating them right now.
Absolutely not.
If, in fact, this thing goes the full 12 rounds. We were surprised in our co-feature tonight when Omar Salado was surprised in the 5th round and gets stopped by Julio Cesar Miranda in a fight that we expected to go the distance and didn't. So who knows what might happen here. This is round 3, scheduled for the championship unification at 115 pounds. Both fighters looking terrific out there so far. I've got Munoz slightly out in front. Benny has it dead even after 2.
Well, how'd you like to have seen Munoz as an amateur? Here's a guy who had 129 knockouts as an amateur.
163 wins. Boy, he must have been something else.
And that's just that raw power. This guy is just, again, aptly named El Explosivo. So explosive.
You know who had a better record as an amateur for knockouts?
Who's that?
Alex Ramos, the Bronx Bomber.
The Bronx Bomber.
who heads up the
Retired Boxers Foundation.
Yeah, and he does a great job, so we like to mention that. Alex doing a great job and had an unbelievable amateur career. But right now we get 2 consummate professionals, Cristian Mijares and Alexander Munoz. Munoz in the red to the left of your screen. Mijares in the white trunks, taking one on the head.
And every possible move you can learn in the gym is being countered by these 2 fighters. Every trick in the book. The spinning. You talked about a little bit about the shoulders, the head, the elbow. Nothing is left.
The finest boxer, another Mexican kid from Mexico City, Ricardo Lopez. Perhaps I ever saw him in my life. He did things so technically and so well and so cute that you couldn't even explain what was going on, because there were about 6 more things happening as the explosion now of Mijares, who lets his hands fly.
Ricardo Finito Lopez.
He's a Hall of Famer now, is Lopez. What a great boxer he was.
And, of course, Salvador Sanchez is another one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Just did so many things. Now, there's another one, riding him down. And that takes energy out of a fighter.
Looping right hand again, misses by Munoz. And, you know, you talked about the things that they do that you can't even really pick up. That's just the way. Look at the head movement, trying to avoid the shot. See that little bit of a forearm gets through that time. Munoz knows how to use everything.
John Shirley right there warning Munoz not to hold the head.
Mijares beating him a little bit to the punch with that jab now as Munoz continues to come forward. And Mijares is trying to outbox him and counter him coming in. And that's the perfect strategy for him because it's not likely that he can knock this guy out. He's got to outbox him.
Yeah, because he said, I don't want to exchange that much with him because, again, that's just that going against percentage. Especially when a guy's that as explosive and that powerful as Munoz is, you have to go ahead and get in that rhythm of the boxing, get in that dance.
Now, this fight for you aficionados is technically a wonderful fight that we're watching here. This is a really, really good boxing match. And again, John Shirley warns him about hanging on the head, but he's not going to stop that. Southpaw looking for the opportunity to drop the left hand. That time, I thought that Mijares had a better round than I'm giving him that round.
Yeah, I thought Munoz looked a little frustrated in that one. Cristian now all of a sudden executing that dance and executing in rhythm, and is all of a sudden a very elusive target. Because you see right there, Munoz was all set to throw it, and all of a sudden Mijares wasn't there.
See, there are times when Mijares looks like he's got a tremendous reach advantage, but what he does is he dips his shoulder in, and he really creates a reach advantage because Munoz has a tendency, he throws so many punches to get squared up, and he get caught that time and got his head snapped back, which of course the judges love.
And see, none of those shots that right there that Munoz threw landed.
And that's why I gave the third round to Mijares.
Have confidence. Work from the bottom, down low, and then come up top.
Benny, by the way, on my score sheet, that's the first round I've given to Mijares, so I have 1 point separating the two as we get ready to go to the fourth round here at Durango, Mexico. We're in Gomez Palacio in the Auditorio Centenario for this World Championship fight. Cristian Mijares in the white and gold, and in the red and white is Alexander Munoz, El Explosivo, the nickname from Miranda in Venezuela.
See, I got it the other way. I've got 2 rounds. I gave the second and the third to Mijares.
And again, the rounds are close. The second and third especially. And again, I reiterate, Benny and I just try to give you an idea of the way the judges may be seeing it. Marty Salmon and Bert Clemens from the United States and Gustavo Padilla from Panama. And usually when we're split, we've done a lot of fights together, Benny and I. Usually when we're split, the judges are split. So that might be indicative of how it is going. And that's our job as commentators, is to try and tell you how we think the judges are doing more than really what we think. Well, you disagree with that.
Yeah, it's exactly what I think. It's exactly what I think.
And that's why there's the two of us here. Round number 4 in a wonderful, wonderful prize fight here.
Mijares doing a great job of that, just anticipating perfectly the jab that's coming from Munoz. And just steps right out of the way of that, just kind of, see, like, perfectly.
Well, you know, you talked about, his timing and getting cranked up there in the first couple of rounds, and I noticed that in the third round, and here again in the fourth round, that his timing is much better now. He seems to be in his, he's certainly a relaxed fighter to begin with anyway, but he really has it going now, boxing well. And then what you pointed out again, Benny, look at Munoz, the amount of punches that he does miss, and that's not because he's not ticketing for the head, it's because Mijares does such a great job of just slipping punches, moving that head, dipping his shoulder, making him miss. Heads came together again.
And sorry, right there, but John Shirley has warned Munoz a number of times about grabbing. And you see every time, very crafty the way he does it. Every time Mijares is starting to get the better of it, he just throws that left shoulder, the left arm over the head of Mijares and holds him there.
And at some stage, if he continues to do it, you see that shoulder come up again there? If he continues to do that, John is going to have to take a point away. But this fight figures to be so close, a referee really doesn't want to take any points away unless it's really flagrant. But how many times can you warn the guy?
But for John Shirley, this is the kind of fight he'll learn so much from this experience. All the things these guys are doing in the ring. Every little trick that they can get away with.
16 seconds, 15 seconds to go here in round number 4. And this has been a good boxing round for Cristian Mijares. Again, you notice the left hook sails over his head by Munoz. Where's the right hand down the middle by Munoz? Where's the left hand down the middle by Mijares? We're going to see them. I thought Mijares outboxed him in the fourth. I've got a dead even after 4, and I know you have Mijares out in front.
Well, you know, you have to fight your fight. And right now, Cristian Mijares is fighting his fight. Great defense, great anticipation, and then boxing. On the other hand, the powerful one, the explosive one, Alexander Munoz, wants to establish his base of power, but he can't. Even those little pawing shots are taking him out of his base of power, and he can't throw it.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Because he's just tapping him up like that, he's getting the timing off of Munoz, so he can't load up. Remember I asked, where's that straight right hand down the middle? Being smothered. Being smothered.
Yeah. Look, he's having a great time. Look at the smile on his face. It's almost like he knows the camera's on him all the time. On the part of Alexander Munoz, here's a guy, again, with tremendous experience. A great warrior, 163 wins as an amateur.
This is round number 5. Auditorio Centenario in Gomez Palacio in Durango, Mexico. Promoters, DeBella Entertainment, Nacho Weeze's KO Entertainment. And Integrated Sports, Doug Jacobs. What a great job they've all done to bring this to you worldwide. Glad that you can be with us wherever you're watching. Round 5 scheduled for 12, and it's been a boxing match so far. Neither fighter shaken. Just a good boxing match. I thought that Munoz took the first couple of rounds, and then Mijares really got into gear in the 3rd round and in the 4th round, and this is round 5.
Now, doesn't Mijares look a lot taller than a half an inch?
Yeah, he sure does, but he fights that way, you know.
I remember when he fought Frank Gorgeau, I did that fight. Gorgeau was 5'3". So literally, I mean, he looked just humongous next to him.
But he does nice things like a Sweet Pea Whitaker from time to time. He'll dip right down, and, you know, he can do a lot of things, as does Munoz. Munoz is a terrific boxer, too. He's a little bit wilder, but he's a little bit heavier-handed than is Mijares. But Mijares is in the 2nd gear right now,
yeah.
Almost like, you know, cruise control that you were looking for in the 1st round, and he's in it right now.
He's just gliding right now,
and he's picking his shots, Benny, too. You know, he comes in, he picks his shots when he wants to unleash, and then gets out of there. Talk about hit and don't get hit. Again, forcing him to miss.
And those take a lot of energy out of a fighter when somebody misses that cleanly, like Munoz is doing right now.
And notice the slick things that Benny and I from time to time will try to pick up. He hooks the right hand down over the left hand outstretched. All the little subtle things that you might not even pick up. But this is more than just a slugfest that you'd have in your own garage.
Well, everything's working for Mijares right now. Even the signals he gave to referee John Shirley when he did with his right hand up and down. And right away, Shirley warns Munoz about that.
Look at this on the inside now. Mijares beating him to the punch on the inside. Makes Munoz miss with the right hand. Munoz missing an extraordinary amount of punches.
Great anticipation at the bottom of Mijares. Almost like he's just reading every little movement in the shoulder, in the legs, in the hips.
And Munoz. Yeah, and Benny, Munoz's hands seem to have slowed down a bit, too, because he's missing so many. You get sore in the shoulder after a while when you miss as many as he has. But all he has to do is land one straight right hand, and this thing can turn in a hurry, because this guy has extraordinary power. Mijares just doing such a terrific job of outboxing him right now.
And perfectly right there, the way Mijares leans into him and then gets out.
That's his hands going in. I see him grab the far away hand from John Shirley. So slick. Bell keeps going, and you're right, Mijares is really enjoying this, isn't he?
Absolutely. Right here in front of the home folks, a chance for him to fight, and that's one of those rare things. That's one of the things Nacho Weezer always tries to do with his fighters. I remember he did the same thing with Humberto Soto. Took him back to Los Mochis, and boy, did Humberto enjoy that opportunity against Oscar Leon down there against El Artista. A very convincing win, and now here, Munoz trying to work against Mijares, putting Mijares on the ropes. But even there, you see Mijares able to go ahead and avoid the shots by Munoz. Look how he's missing those.
Not only that, missing, getting his arm caught up in the ropes.
He actually said something. He said, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah, he has a little bit more of a look of concern in his face, but
But you remember, though, when you picked that out, though, when he said, why did he ask if he was all right? Remember that on the...
Yeah.
Right about after the first round.
Yeah, and then he said, don't worry about it. Who said that don't worry about it?
The trainer.
The trainer. So maybe there is something wrong with him. Who knows? Here we go, round number 6. Then he speaks Spanish fluently, so we'll pick up anything that is needs to be translated in those corners for you. This is round 6. Pretty even fight. I've got Mijares slightly out in front. Mijares doing a nice job of outboxing Munoz at this stage of the fight.
And look at that, in and out. So slick right now. Cristian Mijares.
Look at him. His hands look quicker. Munoz, his punches are outside the shoulders. Walks him back. He's doing everything right now, Benny, is Mijares.
Absolutely. And, you know, Munoz in his last couple of fights, I mean, he has really been a good technician. His fight against Kawashima used the jab beautifully. It wasn't just a brawl. He used it beautifully in getting that unanimous decision win there in 12 rounds. Also, his fight against Aizawa, that also went 10 rounds. And against Nobuo Nashiro, also going 12 rounds. So he's been a very slick fighter, great technician. But right now, look at that. How many of those punches he's going to miss?
Well, he finally landed one straight right hand in there in the middle of all that. And Mijares walks him back, and now he's getting another warning about the shoulders from John Shorley. And again, Benny, we go back to what we said a round or so ago. How many more warnings will Shorley give him before he takes a point away? Now, Munoz is coming back a little bit here now. And now, you know, Mijares is complaining, and here comes the point. I think Mijares did a little bit of acting and earned that point.
Well, I told you, he was having his way. He gave John Shirley a command with the right hand like this, up and down. And right away, Shirley ended up warning Munoz. That's what I pointed that out in the round before. And now he finally got his attention again.
Now, that point was taken off for holding behind the head. And we said it would be a matter of time before Shirley would have to do that, and he finally had to do it. But Mijares did a great job of milking that. And now we got us a war again by Benny.
Yeah, because on the part of Munoz, he knows he's got to go ahead and make this a war. He's got to make this a brawl. He's not going to win the boxing match. He's got to win the brawl.
Well, he's trying to make this part of round number 6 into a brawl. And he's having a good round 6, except for the fact he lost the point.
And now look at it. Mijares now showing that great hand speed now, mixing up combinations up close. Every trick in the book right there, Colonel.
Benny, with just 12 seconds to go in this round, this is a pivotal round in the fight. And remember the 6th round now, folks, because the judges who thought that Mijares won this round, it becomes a 10-8 round. Now, do you think that there's any way that Munoz won that round?
No, absolutely not. And I think what's clearly seen here, Colonel, is the amount of times he just flat out misses. And misses badly. Here he is. Here he's on the attack. And again, those are all shots right there. Munoz is missing. Trying to come in again. There it is. Punches down low. How many of those did he land? None of them.
There's the shoulder again.
And there's a shot behind the head.
But notice who's holding. See the blue glove over the arm? And then inside, he throws that on the inside. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If you've got your arm free, you can throw that punch. In mixed martial arts, they call that dirty boxing.
Dirty boxing.
Holding on the inside and throwing the arms and forearms. Dirty boxing is a big part of the striking game in the mixed martial arts, not here.
And then right there, the corner of Munoz, it's telling him combinations.
All right, here we go. Round number 7. Scheduled for 12. I got Mijares out in front by 3 points in the fight right now. It might be closer depending on if any judges gave the last round to Munoz, and that way it wouldn't be a 2-point round and it would be a whole lot closer. And here's Munoz picking up the pace now. And this is the fight that he wants to fight.
But what he's doing good right now here, though, Colonel, he was able to close off. He didn't let Mijares get out of there.
And finally, he puts his arm up there and says, look who's holding now. There's the shoulder again. Right now, Munoz is having a real good 7th round.
And it's that uppercut. He got in a couple of uppercuts inside there, but he's crouching down. That's something he did in the first round. fighting from a crouch, and he's back to doing that.
Well, this is the fight he wants to fight. He's got to dictate this fight as a war, not a boxing match. I don't think he can win the boxing match, but this kind of fight now, the head comes forward again as a battering ram, catches him with the right hand, misses with the left hand.
When he's trying to come back now with that straight right. See, the straight rights all of a sudden come back.
And he's got him into the corner where he wants him, then drags him further into it and lets Shirley do his job. But the flow that was going so well for Mijares, although he landed a shot there and the people loved it, but the flow is not there right now because Munoz is trying to smother him by staying real aggressive. And see, he's using his forearm, and surely at some stage he's got to tell Mijares, hey, you can't use your forearm to push him down either.
Both of them right there, landed right there. But that's exactly what Munoz has to do. Stay straight, stay straight. Right there, just go straight at him.
Let the right hand go and let it go more. In here, let it fly, as he did, but didn't have a lot of power on it. That time he got through with it, but Mijares able to duck away from most of this damage. And then he comes back with his own combination. So kind of a seesaw round here with a little under a minute to go in round number 7 in the scheduled 12-rounder.
And you know, Colonel, you know you've seen enough fights in your time to know that there's some great guys that know how to steal around. And right now, right in that 30-second mark is the time when a fighter can steal around.
The best in the world, Ali, at that, and Ray Leonard, they both had the same trainer, Angelo Dundee, who taught them how to steal rounds. And, you know, when you're in the hometown of Mijares, you want to finish real strong because the slightest thing Mijares does in the last 15 seconds, this crowd will go nuts. Mijares is boxing a little bit better now, but I think Munoz has had a pretty good 7th round.
And there's a warning right there. Warned Mijares about punching behind the head.
Yeah, and it's about time he does that. Keep this thing fair. As Mijares has done a little bit of hanging on as well, and certainly his share of holding, but he's been more slick about it than has Munoz. The bell ends the 7th. I think that's a Munoz
I'm going with Munoz. Munoz gets that one. In the corner, they were urging him to go ahead and go straight at him and throw combinations. And that's what he finally started doing. Here he is fighting inside, throwing that uppercut, and making it brawl.
Now, this is some of his best action since back in the 1st and 2nd round of the fight.
Although that sequence right there, that was a great one right there by Mijares. Throwing some excellent combinations inside, showing that hand speed. And right there's where the referee right there will warn. And there's a punch, there's a counter by Mijares.
And John Shirley warns both of them. They're fooling the guy from California.
Reminds me of that Richard Pryor, but he said, here, take this one with you. Gives him that one more shot.
That's it. Coming up to round number 8. Gomez Palacio in Durango, Mexico. A jam-packed crowd, and now time is called. See what the problem is here.
It's
now.
wet, the corner. John Shirley was able to notice that right off the bat, that how wet that corner was. I remember doing the fight down there in Cancun when Mijares did fought Frank Gorgeau. It was during a torrential downpour, and the only cover was over the ring.
Round number 8 action continues. Munoz clips him with the left hand. Mijares trying to get back in that gear that he had through 3, 4, 5, and 6.
And watch right there, Munoz. Use the left hand to tie up Mijares.
Mijares is southpaw. We haven't seen that straight right hand right down the middle to catch this guy flush coming in, but he's done a nice job with his jab. What Shirley's wanting him about that time, I guess.
Well, he was trying to separate him, but he didn't do it convincingly, and all of a sudden, you know, Mijares saw the opening, and he went right in.
Unless they're really tied up, I'd let these guys go. And Shirley's doing a pretty good job of it. He's a good referee. Round 8 action continues. A couple of minutes to go in the 8th round. Shirley continues to try and keep these guys fighting clean. And I think basically, you know, he did the job when he had to. He took the point away back in the 6th round for the holding, and after several warnings against Munoz. Mijares has got away with a few things and a little bit of acting in that 6th round that helped encourage the point, but that's all part of it.
Well, even his uncles taught him that, how to act in the ring. That worked also. every strategy, every possible thing you can do in the ring to go ahead and get a win. He's learned.
Right now they're just exchanging. Now that time Mijares set him up with the right shoulder. You see him pushing back with the shoulder?
Yep.
They caught with the right hand coming in, countered with the left hand. Both guys got nailed with shots that time. Nobody's been shaken. You know, I think that Munoz got hurt more than Mijares did with that exchange of heavy punches.
Yes,
Look at the heels right now, Benny, of Munoz.
And not only that, but all the punches that he's throwing and he's missed, Colonel, that takes a lot of energy out of a fighter. And that's what we have right here. This is a guy in superb condition. If he wasn't in the kind of condition that he's in, he might be out on his feet about now. Because he has thrown a lot of punches and missed a lot of punches.
He's a little on the frustrated side right now because Shirley told him basically to shut up. He was doing a lot of jarring and complaining, and Shirley said, hey, just keep it, zip it up, pal. And he's come back strong since then. He's annoyed right now.
But every time he gets ready to throw a big punch, Mijares is there. Just enough blocking him, you know, just landing enough to just break that base of power on the part of Munoz. Right there.
Oh, big left hook that time. And he has the hang on this time is Munoz. He's trying to get some bounce back in his legs. He was caught with a good left hook. And that fairly even round turns now in favor of Mijares for sure.
And look how smart Munoz is. Hanging on.
He's a little bit out on his feet right now is Munoz. Mijares hurt him. That's the first time. I thought he was shaking a little bit earlier in the round, but clearly he was shaking with about maybe 15 seconds, 12 seconds to go in the 8th round. That's a nice round for Mijares.
Well, he caught him with that left. When Munoz was coming in, he timed that beautifully, turned that punch. Watch his left hand. There. That's it right there. See right there? It was about a 6-inch, but right there, right on the chin. That was a great shot right there for you to see.
Yeah, wow.
There it is, right there.
Yeah,
and see the moment there?
Yeah, that might be one of the best punches of the fight.
Right there.
Yeah, he just caught him. The right hand down and the left hook.
That'll crack your back and your
Don't forget, I called it a left hook, but for him, it's the left hand, and he's a southpaw, so there's a lot of power behind that. All right, here we go. Round number 9, scheduled for 12. That was an excellent round for Mijares. One of the most definitive rounds in the fight, I might add, because of that shot that we're able to show you in slow motion that Benny described for you. Let's see if he can get back in this high gear that he was in for the 8th round again to Mijares.
Well, the explosive one. Alexander Munoz now has to go ahead and get back to that crouch. There, right inside, like he threw that right, straight right.
And he's going to land more of those. And he's trying to, but you see the shiftiness in the movement, rolling with the punches, rolling the head around. Mijares
is in rhythm right now. He is in total rhythm.
Tell you, surely for as difficult fight of this is, I think he's doing an excellent job keeping it under control. Now, both guys a little bit of fatigue factor right now because there's been a very good pace to this fight. Look at the amount of punches that Munoz continues to miss inside. Mijares whacks him with a left-hand shot. Left hand again. Remember, that's his power shot.
Absolutely. You know, what John Shirley's done a great job of is getting these guys' attention right off the bat and let them know, hey, I'm in charge here. And right away started warning. And a couple times he warned Munoz twice in the same round. Didn't take away until he finally did in the 6th.
There's Munoz trying to shift this back from a boxing match into a slugfest. And as I say that, he gets flipped with a straight right hand. And his Mijares trying to see if he can hurt this guy. And, you know, he may have, look at the knees again. Very loose in the knees is Munoz. And Munoz finally has to hang on. I don't know if Mijares realized he may have hurt this guy.
But I think also Mijares knows this guy's still very dangerous. I mean, look at the 27 knockouts. I mean, that's a lot of knockouts, so he's still dangerous. But yeah, you see now, those are arm punches now on the part of Munoz.
Straight right hand again, and Munoz tries to line up 3 right hands. Nothing ends up where it's ticketed for, and in between, Mijares just catches him off. Look at this.
This is a boxing lesson, folks.
This is hard, tough stuff. Munoz just outboxing him again right now. And, Mijares outboxing Munoz right now. Look at this stuff.
And he's on his heel. Munoz is totally on his heel.
He's back on his heels. He's got his legs separated, which means he can't get the power off. He can't get a real good jab with his legs separated like that, and Mijares is really taking command here in the 9th round. Really nice boxing. And again, he lands the power shot. Left hand. Munoz gets a little bit explosive right here.
I tell you what, you can't
But look at the rolling, Benny. He makes him miss so many punches.
And that's what's been the whole fight. But I tell you what tremendous heart Alexander Munoz has, because this takes incredible energy to miss that many times, to be a brawler, to be a great puncher, and find yourself in this situation right here, and there's nothing left.
The bell ends the 9th round, another Mijares round in my book.
Well, I tell you what, Mijares has been popular, but his popularity here is just going to go through the roof.
I have 4 rounds separating with Mijares ahead with 3 rounds to go. Now,
Well,
there have been close rounds, a couple that we pointed out.
I've only given him 1 round. Alexander Munoz, I gave him the first round. And then, yeah. I thought it's been all Mijares after that. Look at that. There, you talk about that rolling. There it is right there. Just amazing reflexes. Great anticipation. Look at that dance. He is in total form. Cristian Mijares in the white trunks.
Yeah, Benny, I gave Munoz the first and second round. You disagreed in the second round with me, and then I gave Munoz the 10th round, the 7th round rather, 10-9, and then we had the 10-8 round and the 6th round, which is the major difference in the right now, according to my score sheet. But you have Mijares winning almost every round. So here we go with round number 10, and he is giving him a boxing lesson. This is terrific stuff.
Well, you see one guy on his toe. That's Mijares, and then right there, Mijares right there, trying to get the attention of the referee. John Shirley right there got hit in the process.
But he's frustrated right now. Munoz is very frustrated, and that's part of the game plan for Mijares. He's taking him out of his fight plan. He can't swarm him, and well, he's trying to. He's doing everything he can, but Mijares every once in a while will just touch him up, and it becomes very difficult for Munoz to win rounds right now, and we're in the 10th round. This is scheduled for 12. It's championship time right now.
Good left hand right there by Mijares.
Interesting graphic there. Alexander Munoz's record is in 10-plus, 2 knockouts. And look at this, in 10-plus rounds, 13-1-1 is Mijares with 2 knockouts.
But I think, one of the things that Nacho got the attention of Cristian Mijares is to let him know this guy is going to be dangerous throughout the whole fight. So you can't let up for 1 second. Got to be aware and got to do things in a smart way, in an effective way. And that's...
Again, Shirley not happy about that, and he doesn't want to take any more points away. He just tells him, look, don't do it anymore, please. But Mijares just outboxing him clearly right now. Right hand. He's using the right hand sometimes as a hook, sometimes as a jab, and sometimes something in between, but there's 2 straight right hands. And the left hand power shot behind it. You didn't see that because I was glancing down at my monitor at the same time. We're in a camera switch, and Mijares is really coming on now.
In some ways, this reminds me of the Kelly Pavlik Edison Miranda fight. Well, Miranda had all that power, and it just... Pavlik just kept coming at him. And Munoz right now, I don't know what's keeping him up, because I know he is totally exhausted.
Now he is... Go ahead, Benny.
No, he's totally spent.
Look at his legs. He's sloppy on his legs right now. His knees are very loose. His thighs are very heavy. His heels are on the canvas, like he's got some sort of fly paper on it. But yet, there's no quit in him. And as you mentioned, that Nacho Huiza has Mijares drilled into his head. Don't ever get careless with this guy because he can be dangerous. There he is again, pushing him down. And Mijares trying to milk another point away. And John Shirley tells him the right thing. Hey, keep your head up.
Keep your head up. Let me take the opportunity to go ahead and warn you on that.
Round
Those are shots.
Look at this.
Oh, man.
Loads up the right hand as Munoz at the bell, but to no avail. Another terrific boxing round for Mijares.
I'll tell you what, I don't know who arranged the seating, but they put Lupita Mijares, Cristian Mijares' mom, right there on the left side by the corner there of Munoz. Good right hand right there. I don't know what's keeping up Munoz. This guy's got some kind of heart. I mean, he is a champion. This is a guy, again, a guy that fought as an amateur 163 wins, 129 knockouts. As a professional, also with that phenomenal record of 32 wins, 2 losses, all to one guy, which is Martin Castillo, and 27 knockouts.
Well, it's championship time as we go to the 11th and 12th round. Coming up round 11, and in my score sheet, and certainly on Benny's, Munoz would need a knockout to win. And you can be sure he'll be going for it because Benny just mentioned the records and the heart of this man. And this guy that he's fighting, Mijares, is not named Castillo, so he has no fear that he can beat him. All right, this is the 11th round. Auditorio Centenario, Gomez Palacio here in Durango, Mexico. Glad that you can be with us. The Colonel Bob Sheridan here with Benny Ricardo. Our principals for the unification of the 115-pound division. Cristian Mijares in the white trunks out in front of Alexander Munoz in the red trunks. But it has been some kind of fight. Great boxing by Mijares. Great determination by Munoz.
And you know, the way Mijares got to this level, you know, he started out by the first round withstanding the power of Munoz, showed Munoz that, hey, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to trade and I'm going to go ahead and find the angle and eventually I'm going to get rid of him. And I thought from the third round on is when Mijares gotten rid of him. Good right hand right there.
But look at that. In that whole series, Mijares got hit by one light shot and then he counters with a nice right uppercut.
Now, at this particular point in the fight against Navarro, Mijares' fight was totally bloodied up. So this is a kid that just learns, Colonel. Every single fight he learns, and he just gets better and better and better.
Well, he's boxing sensational right now. Remember, he's 26 years of age as Mijares, so he's going to be around for a while.
And this is his 8th title defense.
Oh, boy.
Again, you know, we were talking about a guy that goes to Japan to win it, goes to Japan to defend it, and does it successfully.
A terrific fighter. And look at Munoz. There's no quitting this guy. Winging shots every place, but can't seem to land anything. And Mijares just touches him up every once in a while and gets him off his game plan. At no time has Mijares taken a shot that has staggered him or, you know, really starched him or straightened out his legs or got his legs loose or heavy in the thighs. And on a couple of occasions, Mijares has been able to execute shots that have done exactly that to Munoz, who's considered the heavier puncher of the two with 27 KOs. But brilliant boxing by Mijares. And Benny told you, just watch for the excellence of the boxing ability and skills of Mijares.
This guy's got a drum in his head. This guy's got a beat. Cristian Mijares does. And he uses everything. Shoulders. He uses his legs. He uses his feet. He uses his arms, even his elbow from time to time.
And his shoulder. He knows how to tie a guy up. He knows how to make a guy miss. Look at this. Doubles with his jab and right back with a power shot. And
I think he's going to end up dropping Munoz. I think he's just going to time it out when Munoz comes in with one of those wild shots. I think he's just looking for that chance to time it out.
Well, Munoz's legs are not there at all right now. He's having trouble with his legs, and you're right. If Mijares can time the right shot with that left hand, he will drop him.
I think one of those ones where he rolls from underneath and then comes over it.
And there's the bell ending round 11. Another terrific boxing round for Mijares.
And here is some of that, trying to find something here, Munoz, by which to go ahead and get. But again, look at that uppercut. Beautiful uppercut right there by Mijares. Look at all those shots. I mean, he's throwing those with bad intentions, but there's nothing there. That just grazes. Okay, 5, 6, and then look at that punch. 6 punches by Munoz and then 1 by Mijares right on the chin.
And that's what he's done throughout the course of the fight. Just touch him up. Just get him off his plan. And Benny, you're right. Since the third round on, he's been able to do that tremendously.
Look at him. He looks like he's not even breathing. We're in the 12th and final round of a championship fight against a guy who's only got 2 losses and 27 knockouts in his 32 wins.
What was that stat you had on the guys that have beaten him? They had like
3 and 7.
It's unbelievable. But, of course, that was early in his career. But here we go.
And none of those guys are boxing anymore.
Right, the 12th and final round. Cristian Mijares in the white trunks. A real boxing lesson tonight to Alexander El Explosivo Munoz. Munoz must know he needs a knockout to win this fight. Mijares really, all he needs to do is cruise according to our score sheets.
But I think he's looking for a knockout now.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's up at his toes. He's moving around. He's boxing excellently.
But there's no quit in Munoz, though. El Explosivo. May not be explosive, but boy, he sure is durable.
He sure needs to load up some right hands now if he's going to be successful in the last couple of minutes of this fight. Because Mijares is boxing excellently right now.
He's going to need all the oil in Venezuela to get this knockout.
Lands on the inside. That one partially blocked in the hands of Mijares. John Shirley, let him go now, son. Let him go.
That left right there was right on the chin.
And you see the head of Munoz. He's going to be a sore puppy tomorrow. And you know, you're right, Benny, because look at his legs. He's a little sloppy on the knees again. Look at Mijares standing toe-to-toe. This is what you don't want to do early in the fight against Munoz. But Mijares has a whole different attitude right now. He feels like he can slug with this guy. He's way out in front, and he doesn't need to do this.
No,
but he doesn't know he's way out in front.
I think he's just going to time it.
He wants the knockout. You're right.
Yeah. Watch out, he's going to there. Right there. That one was there. The left could have gone in right there.
Now, he caught him with another one that time. But look at the condition that Munoz is in because he's taking a lot of punishment. Look at his arms. He's so arm-weary right now. And there's 1 minute 9 seconds to go in this fight. And he is out on his feet.
What an effort, though. Munoz, what an effort.
Tremendous. Look at it. His arms, I mean, it must feel like he's got bricks in those gloves. His hands feel so heavy and look so heavy right now. His shoulders, like 20 pounds of weight on each one of them after all of this fighting. And there's no quitting the guy.
Nope.
And look at Mijares continue to make him miss. Of course, the accuracy is robbed by fatigue. But he's still right in there, battling as much as he can. I can't say enough about the courageous effort that Munoz put out throughout this fight. Look at how exhausted he is. He walks into the right uppercut that time.
That head is just snapping straight back.
This is some effort put out by both fighters. Look at Munoz. He will not quit. He's exhausted as he gets hit by the left hook as he comes in.
Where is he finding the oxygen?
Inside of
Unbelievable.
10 seconds ago in this fight. What a tremendous prize fight you have witnessed tonight, folks. This is tremendous stuff, and they absolutely love it here in Durango, Mexico. This fight is just about over. Here comes the final bell of the fight. And there it is. It's all over. A great effort by both guys. And again, look at Mijares. He's not breathing heavy at all, is he?
Amazing. And you know, folks, you may not know these two. You may not know their name. If you're a boxing fan, you do. But after seeing this performance, I hope you start looking at the super flyweight division, some of these guys in the lighter divisions, and know what kind of performance these guys are going to put for you. They're going to come and throw shots, and after the whole thing's over, they're going to be smiling. But look at the face of Mijares, totally unmarked. What a difference between that face against Navarro.
Well, he just couldn't have fought a better technical fight than he fought. He's known as a boxer, and he boxed brilliantly, and after what I thought, he lost the first 2 rounds of the fight, and then he got into that second gear that you mentioned and got into his rhythm was the word you used, Benny, and you were so accurate because I've got it scored 117-110 in favor of Mijares, and then there was that 6th round that the point was taken away from Munoz, or it might be a little bit closer. In fact, it would be a little bit closer, but, I mean, dominating boxing even in the close rounds by Mijares, and a tremendous, what I'm sure is going to be a victory for him. We've seen strange things over the years, so we'll wait, but there's no question in my mind that Mijares has won this fight.
So now let's talk about some of the people in this division here, in the super flyweight division. You got Fernando Montiel, but I think Montiel now has gone up to 122. I don't think he's going to be fighting anymore at this particular division. You got Darchinian, who's going to fight Kirillov. Darchinian is still a dangerous fighter from the power standpoint.
Yeah, well, he's awkward in his southpaw, and he's real dangerous. He gets down low. He throws punches from weird angles, but he took an awful beating there a few fights ago, and you wonder if he'll ever be the same fighter again. Vic Darchinian from Australia.
Yeah, Nino Donaire is the one that ended up dropping him. So Yeah, we'll see on that one. But then Kirilov had a superb performance against Navarro, dropping Navarro and then eventually winning the unanimous decision win on that one. So there is an option. But then you got other guys in that division: Zigores, Kohei Kono, Roberto Vasquez, AJ Banal, Daiko Nakahiro, Jose Lopez. So it's good. I think it's going to be a great, great division, and there's some great fights there. And look at this. Munoz giving it everything he's got all the way until the very end. An amazing performance from the standpoint of stamina and ability to be able to go ahead and take the shots. On the other hand, Mijares, superb condition, and a guy that stuck to his plan. He fought a superb fight, used everything that he's got, and used it to an advantage to slug out a unanimous decision win.
Look at this stuff. Unbelievable. Right to the very, very end of this fight. Tremendous boxing show put on by these two guys. But look at the way Mijares continues to beat him with the punches and his timing, everything just going in his way.
I don't even think there's a point in a rematch here, just from the standpoint that it's such a convincing win.
I want to thank our statisticians while I have a chance, Bobby Traeger and Jenny Campbell. Here's our decision.
Vamos a darle un aplauso para una tremenda pelea. El juez Bert Clements anotó 116-111 Mijares. 116-111 Mijares, the score from Judge Bert Clements. El juez Gustavo Padilla anotó 115-113 Munoz. 115-113 from Judge Padilla. Y el juez Marty Salmon anotó 115-112. Salmon scores it 115-112. Para el ganador se mantiene el campeón CMB y nuevo campeón AMB de Gómez Palacio Durango, Cristian el Diamante.
Well, how about that? A split decision. Gustavo Padilla from Panama thought that Munoz had won the fight. How about that, Benny, by 2 points? And that's after losing a point in the 6th round.
Wow. Maybe they appreciated aggressiveness, or?
I don't know, because, I mean, to me, Mijares clearly, you know, from the 3rd round. But it doesn't make any difference, because the big factor is that the 3 judges got it right. Mijares won the fight by split decision or no split decision. A tremendous victory, but that's 2 split decisions in a row for Cristian Mijares. I would agree with the Navarro fight, but this one was, I thought he clearly outboxed Munoz, but that's the way it goes. It doesn't make any difference anymore, because now he not only retains his WBC flyweight championship, but he picks up the WBA belt as well, and is clearly the top guy in the super flyweight 115-pound division. Much to the thrill of the many people in attendance here in Gómez Palacio, Durango, Mexico.
Well, I tell you what, all you got to do is take a look at the 2 fighters and tell me who the clear-cut winner is. You look at Munoz right now, he'd probably barely stand up.
Well, with all that we could say, I'm not going to criticize anybody, because the job of the 3 judges is to get it right, and they eventually
be subjective, right?
Yeah.
Be subjective.
So the chance go up for Cristian Mijares